Hi guys. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you can't. Sorry about the camera quality. Yeah, I have to use the internal camera. So I'm gonna start off with a quick update before I move on to my decluttering tips. Or about I'm breathing. Terry, that's so true. That's so true. And Nima, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, I hope it eases off. It's Friday of Grace. Oh, that's awesome, Terry. I'm so happy to hear that. That's brilliant. Too true. I know, right? So can you guys hear me okay? Just drop me a thumbs up. I am live, yes. Correct. Correct. Yeah, no, I'm live today. That's why I'm gonna give you guys a quick update first to fill you in, to explain why I am live. Awesome, thank you, Terry. Um, so basically, long story short, as you guys know, I didn't have a video on Tuesday. Bridget, hi, how are you? So just telling you guys, I'm just gonna give you a quick update on what's going on for me. So and then I'm gonna get into my top tips and whatever. So basically, I wasn't doing very well last week. That's why I had no video on Tuesday. I've just been suffering with really bad headaches and like kind of migrainey thingies, which haven't been awesome. I'm just really just feeling under the weather and run down. It's not the Rona either. I did do antigen tests. I was worried about that. So my dad was away for a few days and he ended up staying with a family member of ours who turned out to have COVID, but he doesn't have it, thankfully. But anyway, so I went to the doctor. That was all fine. Went on Tuesday, Wednesday, one of the days anyway. So it turns out the reason I have such high or such bad headaches is because apparently I have my blood pressure high at the moment. So that's why I didn't film this week because I literally have been feeling horrible. So just like kind of migraine headaches and just feeling absolutely terrible. So basically what the story is he's put me on medication and I have to go get a blood test next week. So any of you who are from Canada, so probably you'll understand socialized healthcare, should I say, public healthcare, national healthcare is great cost wise. Um, Less so waiting list wise. All things that pros and cons, guys. All things. But basically, yeah, so I need to get that sorted and fixed. And I'm starting to feel better. I went on the medication. I started them yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, I went Wednesday, I started them yesterday. So I am feeling a little bit better, but it's just gonna take me a while to get into the swing of things. Sorry, I just got a message flagged. Okay, I just got a really stupid message flagged. I mean, it's stupid that it was flagged, but anyway. Um, oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Nemo. We have to pay for meds though. That is true. Well, we have the medical card here, which covers it. You just have to pay 150 for the prescription if you are given the medical card. If you're low income, we have to pay for meds. Let's feel better. Was it me? No, it was not, darling. Don't worry. Yeah, no, I've just been super stressed out recently. So to give you guys an update, I know I haven't done a mental health update, so we may as well throw it in here as well. So basically, as you guys know, I'm in counselling. I have been for about two to 3 years. How'd you feeling better? Two $200. That's insane. Probably me sigh. We should stop the two days. That's insane. $200. And is that with insurance or whatever? Those RX cards? Because I know you guys have them in America. I was in America. I had to get medication a few years ago, and I got that RX thing in the pharmacy, chemist. I don't know what you guys call it. Pharmacy, drugstore, the drugstore. I spent about 1,000. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, Mrs. Sanfey. Guys, that's crazy. You guys have just given me a new appreciation for the healthcare system here. All of our medication is subsidised by the government, and we have a cut-off of €120 a month. I think it's 120, and then it goes into the drug refund scheme. So if you pay over, you get it back. It's a whole. I'm not going to get into the medical system in Ireland, but I'm just going to say you guys are paying stupid money for your medication. It's crazy. Cheekers. But anyway, so Sarah's like, I'm like, what's going on? How much? But yeah, so basically, you guys know I'm in council at the moment. I have been for like 3 years. We're coming up on 3 years, or around, or we'll just say 3 years, guys. Okay, for the benefit of the conversation. And I'm just in a phase of that where I'm dealing with a lot of very difficult stuff at the moment, which I think is what's stressing me out. Um, Big pharma. Oh, don't even start me on big pharma. Don't even start me. Most in the world, I think our healthcare system. Oh, your healthcare system is a license to print money. Like, it's ridiculous. All my scripts are $3 a piece now. That's really good. I'm really happy to hear that anyway. Sorry, I just hit off my mic there, so I hope you guys can still hear me okay. My employer cut off my shirt. We hate them. I don't know if it's male or female, so I'm gonna say we hate them. That's messed up. Yeah, because you guys pay like I remember reading a thing being like, "Oh, I got the low cost healthcare in the US. It's only 700 a month." I was like, "Sorry, we pay like 700 a year, like or 1,000, or like the real cheap insurance, which is like covers nothing, is like I think 700 or 900, and then it's the expensive insurance is like 1 or 2,000 a year." I'm so jealous. That's good, Nemo. Terry, I completely agree with your sentiment. I completely agree. Well, yeah, so basically, oh, and if I don't respond to you guys can obviously talk about shit. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to provide more information. So I've been counseling. That's been super stressful. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in that, and that's been super stressful. I also am helping one of my family members who is selling a house. And that's been just dragging out for months. You remember earlier in the year, guys, I showed you the rental property. I did the cleanup in the rental property. If you've been here for a while, you know what I'm talking about. So that house has been in the process of being sold. So like sale agreed since November-ish, October, November. So that's been dragging out for months and months and months. So that's been super stressful. Trying to deal with that because again, it's not my house. This is not much I can do about it, but I'm trying to support and help someone else. And then one of my best friends is going through a really rough time, and I'm trying to figure out how to be there for them as well. Um, and then just my anxiety hasn't been great, and my mental health hasn't been great because the stuff I'm dealing with in counselling. I know it'll be better in the long term, and it'll be good in the long term. But for right now, when I'm going through it, it's not pleasant, and it's super stressful. And I think that's what's basically brought up my blood pressure. So I've never had an issue with my blood pressure. I've never even had like a normal reading be high. But apparently he said I have high blood pressure to the point that I need medication right now. So I'm just catching up on the chat here, guys. Oh, for sure. For sure, Bridget. I'm also going to say this if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to Bridget's Diary, Desmond, you'll see her there in my chat, in my live chat. Click on the live chat, go in, go subscribe to her channel. She makes awesome videos. Thank you so much, guys. That's really sweet. And thank you, Terry. That's really, really cute. And really not really cute. That's really nice of you to say that. And I know, and the problem isn't, don't worry, it's not you guys, it's me. I suck. That's why I'm in council. That's why it's taking so long. Council. I'm like, it's fine. It's totally fine. Like, don't worry, it's fine. Non-stop babble. Oh, that's me, girl. That is me all over. Bridget's videos are hilarious. I'm always taking care of others instead of ourselves. Oh, Terry, I'm exactly the same. Like to the point that it's like it's literally stupid, and I'm sure you're the same. Um, but yeah, so that's what I wanted to fill you guys in on that. I don't want it to be a whole big thing because this video is meant to be about decluttering and my top 10 tips, but I wanted to just fill you guys in case um there isn't videos coming out and I didn't want to not have a video for you guys today. So what I want to say is, and I'm going to say this for pretty high certainty, but not for definite. There's probably not going to be a video on Tuesday on the channel, but hopefully I'll be back up and running for next Friday because um I need to get back on track health wise. And I'm getting blood test on Wednesday. So by the time I get that done, get the results and all the things, and get the medication starts working. So not at all, Bridget. You're so awesome. I'm good for you, Terry. I'm sorry, didn't I miss the end of that message? You started walking. I'm really happy for you. Good for you. It really just makes such a difference. Like literally after a week or two, you're gonna feel brilliant. Like, um, cool. I think I've caught a bunch. So okay, if you see me looking to the side, that's just where my chopper is over here on my screen. So without further ado, I have filled you guys in. You are now up to date. I'm too young for high blood pressure. I completely agree. I completely agree. Um, I personally think it's a stress related thing, but I don't know. Um, to be honest, priorities do what you can do. Thanks, Dima. Yeah, no, the problem is unfortunately I have one of those doctors who is, oh, you're overweight, it's your weight. You're sniffling, it's your weight. So that's become the say from stress mind reader. Yeah, I think that's what's wrong. Yes, I smoke. I'm gonna grant you that I smoke, and that's not good. And that can increase your blood pressure. But the amount of time I'm smoking, that's not surprising. Um, you know what I mean? Or it's sorry, not surprising. It hasn't really had such an impact on my blood pressure. I smoke and my weight's not gonna help. But I think it's massive the amount of stress. I think number one, once this house gets sorted, it's gonna take an awful lot of stress off me, like a huge amount of stress off me. First of all, and hopefully we can get my friend sorted as well in her situation. And that's gonna take a lot of stress because I worry about her as well, and I worry about her stuff. Um, and I know there's nothing I can do to help her, which is also really stressing. I try to help her, but there's nothing I can actually do. Um, I am a Virgo Libra cusp. I'm I'm right on the split down the 23rd of September. It's my birthday. So I literally get, you know, some say the best of both, some say the worst of both. Doctors are both sometimes now. But it's true, they are. The house isn't finished. Oh no, the house is finished. It's the sale. Sorry, the house I'm talking about is the rental property I showed you the video of me doing. That house has been for sale, and I don't know if it's the buyers or who it is, but someone is banks and buyers and solicitors and everything else dragging out the sale, and it's been going on for months and months and months and months, and it's just ridiculous. And this house, no, this house will. This house, is like all houses, will it ever be finished? Probably not. It's hard and you can't help your friend. I miss my BFF been about 5 weeks. I know. I'm really sorry, Terry. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. But I promise you, it will get better with time. I promise you that. I have been through that myself. I lost my best friend when I was 14 and she was 13. Um, so I have been through it. It is not fun. Not that anyone's saying it's fun, but it's not pleasant and it's rough and it sucks. But I promise you it will get easier. Can you guys give me 1 second? There's someone here to see you guys. No, sorry guys. I thought I heard a dog, but the dog was gone when I got there. Are you talking to someone? So I'm so sorry. It's hard. I visit her gram. Oh, that's so nice. I love that, Terry. That's so sweet. You're such a kind person. Oh, you absolutely let yourself cry. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you, Terry. No, but it's something you just have to go through. And if you want to speak to a counselor, I'd highly recommend it. Like it really does help. Because they're really good at giving you a different perspective and helping you to see what you can't see yourself or what you're avoiding or whatever. Yeah, no, it is. It's really important. It's one of those things you can't get, as they say. Excuse me. As that kid's book said, you can't if you can't go around it and you can't go over it, you have to go through it. But yeah, just smack me around if I do. I hear that, girl. I heard that. She ended up kicking my dad's butt at cribbage. Brilliant. I love that. Yeah, sorry, Nemo. He was here. I heard him outside, but by the time I got to the door, he was gone. Say someone probably opened up a treat bag downstairs, and that they say was the end of that. No, if he comes in, I was hoping to have him here. I have like a little cushion and everything set up for him. Excuse me. And he was here earlier. Sorry, my throat's really dry. But anyway, I'm just like Cedric. Anyway, guys, I do want to talk to you, obviously. Of course. I'm gonna fly through these, my little tips, and then we can drink some water. I know I need to. I wouldn't mind have a giant glass of water, but it's downstairs. Um, but yeah, I don't want to. I just want to walk off in the middle of the stream and just be like, "See you like for 5 minutes." Um, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna fly through these tips. I'm gonna try and keep my throat going through that. And yeah, so I have my top. What I've tried to get down to is my top 10 tips. Now I've gone through this and I've refined it, and I'm sure I will still miss something, and I'm sure I've still left something out. And I'm sure I've forgotten something. And you guys are free, as always, to drop your hints and tips into the live chat as well, or in the comments, whatever you like, because the whole point is as a community that we share this information. So anyway, I'm going to get into my top 10 tips for my step-by-step how to declutter. If the audio goes weird or anything, guys, please let me know. Just realized there's plastic underneath the microphone. Okay, so number one tip I'm going to say for decluttering is to make a realistic, just saw the cherry, is to make a realistic timeline. In my experience, decluttering generally takes longer than you think it will. So, say for example, you have set yourself the goal of decluttering the whole house in one day. Like, well done. Good for you for setting a timeline. But be realistic in the fact that decluttering is not just going through press, pulling out loads of stuff, throwing it away, and you're done. And what I always say is, especially if you've never decluttered before, and this is for people who are brand new to decluttering, this is the most important probably tip and advice I can give you, is it is most definitely going to take you longer than expected, especially if you haven't done it before. Because most people don't realize how much of an emotional attachment they have to items. And I mean like receipts. You know what I mean? Like ticket stubs, old magazines, bits of fabric. Like you'd be amazed the stuff that you'll be emotionally attached to. Like it's crazy. But yeah, so make a realistic timeline. What I would always say is whatever time you think it's going to take, allow yourself double. Allow yourself double. And then if you finish early, congratulations, you did. But like I would usually say to assign a couple of hours to each room or to each category, depending on what way you're going to do it. And I will get more into that later on. So, tip number 2 is focus on the organization of your items. So, where are you going to keep the stuff that you're keeping? So, if you go into a room, say it's like your Monica's closet and you have everything stored there, and there's loads of stuff and you've stuff falling off shelves, or it's your own closet and you've, not much room or you have a lot of room or whatever way it works. What I will always say is where where's the stuff you're keeping gonna go? And do you need bins, baskets, boxes, drawers, a dresser to store? What do you need to get anything? Like, do you need to move a dresser or a closet or a cupboard or whatever from a different room? Do you need to move drawers, boxes, plastic drawers, a chest of drawers like a dresser? Do you need to move something from another room or another piece? Do you have a piece of furniture in the house that's going to store it? Is the stuff being transferred to a different room? But more importantly, and be really realistic in this, where are you going to store it? Because there's no point in keeping a load of stuff when there's no room in the house. Because it's just not going to fit, and you're going to spend your entire life falling over it. And I always say, think about that as well. During the process of decluttering, I'm keeping, say, I want to keep this cushion, but I have 12 cushions. If this cushion doesn't currently be used, say on my bed, on my chair, on my couch, whatever, where am I going to store it? What am I going to do with it? Is there room in the house for it? That's just an example. So yeah, where are you going to store it and how are you going to store it? I'm just going to quickly jump into the chat here. I've been decluttering since I was a kid and I still find stuff. Oh my God, Bridget, that's so true. I have stuff I still can't get rid of. Most people say, ask yourself, what is your why for decluttering? That's absolutely brilliant advice, Wendy. That is excellent. That's a really, really good piece of advice. I have to ask, why am I keeping it? That's so true. Yeah, Terry, that's absolutely true. Why are you keeping it? I'm sick of cleaning everything. I'd rather toss it. Wendy, I love that. I think that's one of the best ones I've heard. I'm sick of cleaning it. That's really good. But yeah, really good piece of advice there. So I'm going to read them out for anyone who, for whatever reason, doesn't have access to the live chat in case it does disappear. So ask yourself what your why is for decluttering. And that's from Wendy. Terry said, I always have to ask why I'm keeping it. And Wendy's why is you're sick of cleaning everything and you'd rather toss it. And then Terry said as well, you can't clean clutter. I'm from New Zealand. I'd love to go to New Zealand. It looks so pretty. I've heard it's very like our climate or our like landscape. I hope you guys can see me okay and the brightness is okay. It's weird. It's the weather. It's Ireland. I'm sorry. That's how our weather goes. The All Blacks, yeah. They're the best rugby team in the world. We did beat them though. Ireland beat them quite recently. Just saying. Bridget, yeah. Oh, good woman! Keep on top of the dusting, Bridget. Yes. I literally just want to have like a video call with all you guys and just have the laugh because I just get so distracted when I'm doing these lives. I'm just like, oh, bro, what's happening? What's going on? Okay, so I'm going to move on to number 3. This is a very quick one. Number 3, set a budget. Now, your budget can be €0. That's fine. Or $0, pounds, yen, other currencies, rubies, whatever. I'm okay from Scotland, a place I want to visit one day. Yeah, Scotland's cool. I've only been once, but it's really pretty. It's really cool in Scotland. I love their accents as well. They're great crack. But yeah, set a budget. So if your budget is $5, $10, €50, £20. Okay, I'm just gonna say euro for now because there's too many currencies, guys. And I use euros. I'd love to visit Scotland as well. I'd love to go to Italy, but I won't fly. Oh, Italy's amazing, Terry. You should. I may suggest you can get a boat from New York to Southampton. It's one of the Cunard cruise liners. And then you could get a boat then from England to France or England to Italy, I think. Well, I know you can definitely go from England to France or maybe to Spain and go from there. Just a suggestion. I had to get the boat from New York to Southampton at the last minute to get home. That's a long story for another time. I'm sure I'll tell you some other time. Germany and Poland for me. Yeah, I'd love to go. I've never been to Germany or Poland, so I'd love to go. Your history is French and native Indian. Don't trust anyone with life that much. I hate being a passenger in the car. That's fair. Well, the only reason I recommend it is I'd never been on a cruise liner before. It wasn't a choice. It was a necessity that I had to get on the cruise liner. And one of the reasons I went is because my mom could not go on a boat. Like, she hated them. If every time we went on the ferry across to Holyhead, my mom would like get really unwell and she'd have to take the tablets. She was on one of the Royal Caribbean cruise liners years ago for their 25th wedding anniversary, and she's like, she didn't even know it was moving. She loved it. But yeah, sorry, off topic. Budget. Y'all distracting me. I'm joking. What you call it? But yeah, so set your budget. Or is this something you want to spend money on? Do you want to buy storage bins, basket? Is this like a whole house overhaul? Are you grabbing your house by the collar and just saying, right, this house is getting sorted. I'm doing this right now. and I'm overhauling the whole house. Are you moving into a new house where you need to buy storage anyway? Or are you grabbing your entire house by the collar and saying, I don't have any money to spend on this or to waste on this? I have other expenses. These are all things you need to figure out before you start. And if your budget is zero, that's fine. You can use like cardboard boxes and decorate them. A great kind of hack or tip I saw was on the channel of Hoarder's Heart. I don't know if you guys watch that, but Hoarder's Heart, she uses all diaper boxes and she wraps them in like wrapping paper and puts like a label on them. So that might be a video to check out. But I thought that was a really, really smart way to use them. With the ferry, but the Hoover speed. Amazing. Too much no revirus. What's no revirus? Am I missing something? Shop your stash. Yes, absolutely, Terry. Shop your stash first. Yeah, look at what you have. Because most of us have plastic bins, guys, somewhere in the attic, the basement. You know what I mean? Under the bed. You know, there's like ones that roll under the bed. A lot of people have them and they're under the bed and they go, I don't have that. And you roll that out, there could be one t-shirt in it. I get the urge to declare my daughter's house and toss the grandbaby's toys when I'm babysitting, but I have to rein myself in. Oh, I'm like that with people, especially when their kids have like a room full of toys. I'm just like, I should be sitting there looking at them twitching. I'm like, there's no way you can play with all them. But yeah, no. Best to repurpose. Yes, absolutely repurposing. I agree. Got my pantry extra stuffed in diaper box. Oh, that's such a great idea. I love it, Terry. I found agent on transformed kitchen food box into beautiful stuff. That's cool. If you can remember the name of that, Bridget, drop it in the chat. Stomach flu. Ugh. No, thank you. 1 second, guys. Maxie? Okay, guys, I'm gonna try one more time, and if he's not here this time, I'm not gonna check again. But I think he is. Come on. I knew it was you. Now, come on. We have a supervisor. We have a Maxie. I'm going to sit back so you all can see him. Come over here. Come on, good boy. Do you want some of that? Yeah? Okay. Good boy. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Well, yeah, here he is. If you ever wondered how small he actually is. Ooh, what's he doing? What are you doing? Oh, no, you want to do playtime? Not right now, honey. Not right now, honey. Not right now, honey. Okay. Quick body rub and then we have to go back to work. Look how you empty your shelves. First started. Oh, I know. Like literally, I don't even want to put it like my books on the wardrobe. I don't want to take them back out. Okay, you're all body rubbed out. See, this is why I don't have him in my videos as well too much. Come here, the great distractor. Come on, come on. Now he's gonna play. He's gonna act the. Oh, nobody loves me. Come on. Anyway. Yes. Okay. Sorry, guys. Laser focus. Laser focus. Okay. So, budget repurpose. We've done that. Great. Step number 4, choose your categories. And this, what I mean by this is decide if you are going to go room by room. If you're going to do the bedroom, then the bathroom, then the living room, then the other bedroom, then the garage if you prefer, then the attic / loft, then the basement, then, you know, whatever. Because one way you can declutter, and the way I would usually do it, is go room by room. It keeps everything contained. It keeps into a limited space. I'm sorry, he does that. I do apologize. He's so cheap. Sorry, guys. Where are you going? Do you want to leave? Yeah? Do you want to go out? No? Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. He's been. He wants to be in here, but he wants to go as well. He's only in here because the Hooverans. My dad's Hoovering. But yeah. So, do you want to go room by room? Hi, honey. Don't worry, guys. You can look at him. I won't be offended if you don't hear a word I say. But yeah, basically, so go room by room. Is a good way because it means that you cover everything and you also keep the chaos of the declutter like kind of captured into one area. Because decluttering, I'm going to warn you now, if you start decluttering and you're like, I've pulled everything out, this looks insane, this is so much worse, oh my god, da 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 da, it's supposed to look like that, it will look like that. If you find doing a whole room really overwhelming, then don't do a whole room. Pick like a wardrobe a dresser, you know what I mean? A corner, a section, whatever you need to mean that you can do what you need to do. Yeah, exactly. Hit any overlooked areas. That's so true, Nemo. That's so true. So that's one way. The other way you can categorize it is you can do literal categories. Collect all of the clothing in the house. So you could get your own, your whoever your spouse is, if you have a spouse. If you don't have a spouse, that's fine too. If it's your own stuff, get all the different seasonal stuff, bring it all in. If you have any kids, bring them all. And I mean, get all the clothing. I mean, all of your clothing. What I would recommend is I always say start with the big stuff first, or start with the soft furnishings. So get all of your clothing, then move on to all of your bed clothing, then move on to, like, with bed clothing you could do like blankets, move on to your linens, your towels, all that kind of stuff, and then go through like that. You could go through, you know, move on to like your stationery and paperwork, move on to your electronics, move on to cosmetics, bathroom supplies, that kind of thing, soaps. Move on to your cleaner, your household cleaners, and go that way, because some people, that's what the way they find works better. All the clothing, all the cleaning stuff, all the cosmetics, all of the paint, all of the tools, all the electronics. So you need to work in the way which works best for you, is what I'm going to say. My great challenge: writes every space and folds them up, puts them in a jar, randomly picks a task. Oh, that's a really good idea, Terry. I really like that. So yeah, Terry was just saying there, my great challenge. She writes each space to declutter on a sticky note or like a post-it, folds them up in a jar, and then picks one out, and that's the task that she does. That's a really good idea. I feel like with inflation, I should stock up on things. Yeah, and I know a lot of people with that opinion, Wendy, that are bulk buying now and like freezing a lot of stuff. Um, but yeah, if that's something that you want to do, then that's something you should do. What I would always say as well is if you're bringing in a massive amount of stuff, especially anything like food, go through your fridge, go through your freezer, and get them organized first so they're ready to go, and then have a space. As I already said, know where the stuff is going to go before you even buy it. So if you go in to buy like a load of vegetables, you know in the freezer where they're going to go. Minimalist pack. Yeah, I would agree. That's what I'm trying to be more. Makeup channel, seriously filthy. I'm cleaning. That's one no. Isn't that bad? Yeah, I would agree. But that's the thing as well. Do it now while you can. Yeah, that's still true. But that's one thing I would say as well. And that's the thing I've always said in this channel. We're not here to judge anybody. We have all had days and times when our houses have been a mess. You know what I mean? Our homes have been a wet mess. Like you could be back from holiday, you could have moved house, you could be sick, you could just literally be not bothered. You could be going through depression, you could be going through illness. There could be a million reasons, but we're not here to judge people. The whole point of this channel is to teach people how to do it, and not to promote. I'm not here to promote shame. Like if your house is a mess. Again, everyone has a different opinion of what a mess is, and it's full of clutter. Like that's where most people started, and that's where most people are before they look up declutter. And generally, people who are minimalist probably won't end up on this channel or on this video because they're not looking to declutter anything they've already done. Or maybe they will. I don't know. They might find it satisfying. But yeah, there's no judgment here. If you want to declutter, some people declutter a little, some people declutter a lot. Some people like being maximalists and they just want to declutter a small amount, and that's fine too. It's whatever works for you. Tetris. Oh my god, yeah, Nemo, Tetris is life. I'm such a Tetris head. I loved Tetris. Like makes it like Tetris. Well, I don't know that Nemo. Yeah. Fridge is a nightmare. Yeah. I agree. Terry, I'm the same. I hate our fridge. But also what I love is what you guys have. You guys have what we refer to in Europe and in Ireland especially is as American freezers and American fridges. You guys have like double width fridges that open up like this, or they have all one side fridge, all one size freezer. We have like single width, like a single door, and it's like fridge and top freezer bottom, and they suck, and they've no room, and they're really weirdly designed, and they have like all the bits of plastic on the inside, kind of. They go in and they kind of go out like this, so you like lose all the space in them, and they're just, I hate them. And a couple of years ago, I stayed in my cousin's house, um, and his my cousin's in America, and He has an American fridge, obviously, but he has one of the older styles, not the double. He has like a double fridge now, but he had like a single American fridge. I was just like, can I bring this on, please? Guys, you don't understand the struggle until you get a European or an Irish fridge freezer. They're so small. They're so small. Never saw fridges are so tiny. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I've always wondered as well. This is completely unrelated to anything we're talking about. This is just my own curiosity. How much do your guys's, like the double fridges with the two door, and then you have like the drawer freezers underneath? How much do they cost approximately in North America? All right, dates on leftovers. That's such a good idea. Yeah, that's a really good trick because the way you do is track them. But yeah, approximately how much those fridge freezers cost? Can anyone let me know? Because in Ireland they cost like 5 grand. That's what I have, 1,800. That's like €900, Bridget. Like that's literally like €900. They cost like 5 grand here. 7 grand, like 5,000, 7,000, easy. Like I knew we were being overcharged. Yeah, I literally just because I'd never seen them and they started to come in here, and I was in one of the electrical shops, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's an American fridge!" I got so excited. Um, and it was like 5,000, 5,999. It's like €5,999 99 cents. I was like, try that again. But yeah, six grand for a five six. They got like 399, 499, 599, 6. You guys pay like 900 quid for them. I feel personally victimized, guys. Personally, I heavily exaggerate. That's the way to do it, Nemo. That's the way to do it, girl. Um, but yeah, I don't even know where I was. But anyway, I think I was on part 4. That's the price of my entire kitchen. I thought that was expensive. Oh my god, you want to build a kitchen in Ireland? It's like 15 grand, easy. Stuff here is ridiculously expensive. We have 2 fridge freezers, 1 vertical freezer side by fridge freezer. Oh, that's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah, we have like a little fridge freezer, and then we have at the back out in the garage we have a box freezer, and then like a little fridge. I think we are on 5 freezers or 5 fridge freezers. Because that's awesome. That's what I want. I want all of the storage. I also need another like 3 or so rooms in the house to fit all the storage. We call yours bar fridges. 5. Oh, thanks, Terry. You got me. You got me. Yeah. So 4 was categories. Yeah, yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. Number 5. This may be controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's not really that controversial, guys. Let's be real. I'm glad. Yeah, someone is paying attention. So number 5 is see who can help. And this is more of a personal thing that I'm going to say for people like me. That's what our fridges are. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm just like, right. But get someone to help. If you have a spouse in the house that lives, a spouse in the house, if you have somebody in the house, if someone shares the space with you, if they can, they should help. Now, I get it. In some households, people are like, well, I don't want to declutter. Why do I have to declutter? I'm like, that's fine. Like, that's fine. But also, if most of the stuff is yours, you should help to declutter. If you've kids, get them to help. It's actually amazing if you go through toys with kids and go like, oh, do you want to get rid of this toy? Well, number one, most kids who've never done it before are like, I want to keep everything. I love everything. Everything is my favorite. Which is also going to lead us into later on, but I'm going to come back to that later about things being favorites. But if you've got kids, it's really good. And it's really good to get them involved because also if you get a kid to do it, they're going to learn to do it. They're going to pick it up and it's going to be an excellent lifelong skill that they have. And I would highly recommend it. Like decluttering and stuff like that is something I've done all my life, basically. Um, I didn't know it was called decluttering. It was just my mom would go, throw out some of your crap or I will. But yeah, and she's usually pick everything I like. I'm getting rid of all. I don't like any of that. I don't like those clothes. And I'm like, well, you don't have to wear them. They're mine. Well, yeah, well, I don't like them. And if I didn't do it, then she'd throw them away. So don't get hubby to help. He'd fit. And I got rid of 5. Now, Terry, did you think he is someone that would be emotionally attached to forks? Because that's actually a really important point. Oftentimes, when you get people to help you, they can be more of a hindrance. But also, you'll be shocked by some people, and I don't know if this is true about your hubby, Terry, but some people will get their, say, husband, wife, whatever, to help, and they're like, I'm gonna get them to help because they don't give a crap, like they're not attached to anything. And then these people like get fixated. You can't get away that receipt. That receipt's from the day I did this or the day we met. And they're literally like they can't let go of anything. Um, my ex was like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Some people are small frillies are on top of our bottom of medium fridge. Oh, I get you, Wendy. I get you. Yeah. I was dealing with them. I just don't let them see it. That's the best way to do it. That's the thing, Terry. In some instances, that will not apply. It's just that you're better off to do it yourself. But if you can get help, get help. You know what I mean? What I usually find is really good is say you're going through your own clothes, get someone to help you then. Because when you're like, oh, will I keep that top? Will I keep that dress that you bought 6 months ago or 2 years ago and you never wear, and you're more in love with the idea of the top than actually wearing the top because you tried it on once and it made you feel like crap. But you want to be the kind of person that wears that kind of clothing. If you're in that situation, get someone to help you. Um, if it's your own stuff, because I find we're a lot less likely to make excuses to keep stuff when someone else is like, why are you keeping it though? Especially your friends. Friends are really good for challenging you when you're keeping stuff. Well, just like with kids. Exactly. 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 Also the kid declutter can be really good if you what they call is toy recycling. You take half the toys out, store them somewhere that the kids won't get them, like the attic, the garage, or basement, or somewhere the kids don't go, and recycle the toys through. So like every say 3 months or every 6 weeks, swap out some of the toys. And if the kids don't look for, or even take half the toys and put them in storage, and if the kids don't ask for them for 3 months or 6 months or whatever, donate them because they haven't missed them. Like if they ask them, give them something, but if they don't, they're not missing them. But yes, that's one. Number 6 is to gather your equipment, gather your helpers, and set a date. So this thing is a really important part of decluttering. I think a lot of people put decluttering off. I've done it myself. Like I have. I enjoy decluttering, but I have done it myself. If you pick a date, so say you go, okay, on May the 1st is my decluttering day. I'm going to declutter May the 1st. And then you ring up your friend Mary. Don't know why her name is Mary, but sure it is. You ring up your friend Mary. You ring up your friend Terry and Wendy and Bridget and Robin. And you go, guys, I need your help. Can you help me declutter? And they'll go, yeah, of course. Of course I can help you declutter. No problem, girl. When do you want to do it? And you go, oh, well, I want to do it the 1st of May. All right, grand, yeah, that's perfect. Well, I'm free that day, and everybody's free that day, and everybody comes. Because if you have someone coming to your house on that day, you are far more likely to stick with the plan if other people are, I don't want to say affected by it, but you know what I mean? If you've other people involved, most of us are much quicker to let ourselves down than we are to let down other people. Um, and yeah, some of that is fear of judgment, which maybe isn't the best. But if all your friends are coming over on the 1st, and you can't, like, I mean, if you have a valid reason, like if you're not well, whatever, fine. Some family emergency comes up, fine. But if it's just you making excuses, it's more like if your friends to go, oh, you're cancelling, why? What's going on? Oh, well, I have a thing. What thing do you have? Well, I know me and my best friend, when we do that, she makes, yeah, really? Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, yeah, tell me more about that. She's like, what do you mean? Like we both do. When you make excuses to your friends are less likely to take your um BS, can I say, on YouTube? But you know what I mean? And to see through it and to call you out and be like, no, I'm coming on the 1st. You said the 1st, I'm gonna be there on the 1st. Unless you're dying, I'm gonna be there. The only thing is I'm not allowed to use our hubby's tools, supplies, etc. because builder needs to renovate the house, so I'm good. But man, there's too much of it. That yeah, I get that. I get that. I had that going through the garage with my dad. Like I was like, Daddy, like why? Why do you know? Oh, I do. I need all of it. But then when we actually went through it, he was like, "I don't get rid. God, throw. Bye. See you later. Good luck. Try that out. Never gonna use it." Like we had pieces from like old washing machines or pieces from old, you know, I don't know, ovens that we don't even have anymore. Like, like where you get the plastic screws or you get the fixed things to fix the walls. Don't like the modern fridges. Looks like a pain to clean. I hope he knows everything I move or get rid of. He asked me where the tea on the hutch went today, so I said I put it in the pantry. Oh my god. He's one of those. Good attention to detail. They're good in some instances, but they can be really annoying in other instances. Um, do you declutter much yourself, Wendy? Because what I usually find is if you declutter yourself, get rid of all your stuff, oftentimes people will go, "Oh, you got all that done in like 20 minutes." That room or everything takes me 40 minutes for an hour to find or washing. Doing all my laundry takes me 4 days. And it can oftentimes encourage them. Don't while you ask when I finish drinking it. Maybe I should save the box. Do you know what you do? I'm gonna tell you something. And I mean saying this from a place of love. Do not enable people like that. Um, a friend of mine has a family member like that. Not only will he hoard your crap, his crap, he'll hoard your crap. So he'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing with that box there? Give me that. I'll take care of that. I'll deal with that." He won't. He'll keep it because he's a hoarder. And I'm not saying your husband is a hoarder. Your hubby is a hoarder. I'm not saying they are or they're not, but I'm just saying I wouldn't enable that behavior because it can get out of hand very quickly. Yeah, I've decluttered lots. Yeah. Well, the hope is that one day he'll go, "Oh, geez, that looks good. Get rid of all that crap." That also works with adults as well as children. Just move stuff. Just put it in somewhere they don't go into and just leave it there for like 6 months and see if they notice it's gone. Because generally as well, adults will catch it much quicker. But like stuff, like what I always say is it's good to declutter from the back. So like the back of the wardrobe, the back of the shelf, the back of the press, because it's oftentimes where people don't know where anything is and they don't know what's there. Out of sight, out of mind. Absolutely, be absolutely. Sure, I've done that myself. I've put a bag of stuff up in the attic and said if I don't look for that in 6 months, it's gone. Which is how I got rid of a lot of stuff during the attic video as well, because there was loads of stuff up there I kept for some reason. What's the reason? I after 6 months or a year, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna keep moving because my God, I was like, I'll do a quick 15 minutes. The lies we tell ourselves. Not allowed to declare my CDs. Wendy, no. Okay. Hell no. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. And I hear what you're saying, and I know I can speak easy because as they people, I'm not criticizing here, but it's like people say, "Well, I know you can say that. You don't have to live with them." Because I've said that to people as well. I'm like, you can easily say that. You don't have to live with them every day. Um, Not allowed to declutter my seat. I'm gonna put it this way, girl. Okay, they're your CDs and they're your DVDs, so you do what you like with them. And say to them, if you want said CD or DVD, yeah, go buy it yourself. Yeah, exactly. Do when he's out. Do. When he's not there, do it. And if you, oh, I just throw it out. Oh, I didn't. I thought you was sitting there for 3 months. Thought you didn't want it. That would now. That do my head in. When do you got patience, girl? You got patience of a saint. See, I'd lose the rag with that. I'd throw everything into a bag and flip it out. Caught myself there. Flip it out into the thing. Or give it to the charity shop. This is okay, guys. This is gonna sound probably really bad, but I'm gonna say it to you anyway. If people won't get rid of things, say to them, give it to the charity shop. And if they're like, oh no, 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 I'm not doing much go, that's really selfish. What about all the people out there who can't afford to buy them new? or all the people there who would actually really enjoy them and wouldn't let them sit on a shelf for 6 months or a year or 2 years, and you're stopping them from having that experience. I may have done that once or twice. Now, some people may call me petty, and you know what? You can call me what you like once you don't call me too early in the morning. But no, like, and I'm not saying, like, I don't mean that from like a meaning place, but like at the end of the day, it's your stuff. You are in control of your stuff. But yeah, and as well, Wendy, do you know what? You do what you want to do, girl. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you what to do or anything. I'm just posing suggestions. Um, but yeah, I'm just posing suggestions. Anyway, where was I? Where was I now? Yes, so I said six, gather your friends, gather your thing. Also, if you need to have any of your um I don't know why, not because he's downloading the computer for me, maybe he wants in case they get deleted off the computer. Yeah, but then what's the point in putting them on the computer if you're gonna just keep the discs anyway? Then they're taking up physical space and digital space. That's a really great tip I heard, and I can't remember where I heard it, but it really stuck with me is what do you want? Do you want the stuff or the space? Because you can't have both. You can have stuff or you can have space. You cannot have both. Yeah, they can be downloaded again. Like guys, Netflix, Disney Plus, whatever. What do you guys have? Hulu, Hulu is the one in North America. Like all of these services, Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus. We don't even have half of these, but most of them have all this stuff. But that's what I would say, guys. You can have stuff or you can have space, but you can't have both. Now you can have obviously space and stuff if you declutter the right way. But I'm saying if you have a space full of stuff, in order to get that space, you have to get rid of this stuff. Is what I'm referring to. Yeah, and if you have any boxes or any storage or any of that storage solutions you need to get, have them ready for the day that you've and write down the day, like physically write down, put it in your calendar, invite your friends to the event on your calendar, on your phone or whatever. And make sure all the stuff is ready for that day. All your storage, your bin bags, the boots of the cars, the trunks of the cars are empty for the donations to go into. The bins are empty for the recycling and the garbage to go into. Like, be ready. And also those little things which might sound silly on the day that you declutter and you're at the end of your day and you're exhausted from decluttering, when you go outside and your bin is empty and your car's ready for decluttering and you just do it, this number one, their sense of relief and relaxation when it's all finished and done is amazing. And you'll be like, I know it was super irritating to have those bins empties and to empty all that stuff to get the donations into the car, but you will thank yourself when you're not exhausted at the end. In some cases, yes, Bridget, but I'm not going to comment on that for obvious reasons. Um, but yeah, so number 7 is next thing to do is on that day, set up your bins. Have your keep bin, your declutter bin. So you can either have keep and declutter. What I would recommend is I usually recommend a 3 category system. I have keep, recycling, donation. No, I don't. I have 4. I told you a complete lie. That was an absolute lie. I take it all back. I apologize. You have keep, you have donate, and then you have recycling and normal waste. Now, you can do the 3-tier system where it is keep, donate, and toss. But what I find with that system is when you get to toss, then you have to go and sort everything into recycling and normal waste, which is just annoying when you've already sorted something to have to go and sort it again. It's just irritating. So that's why I recommend 4. So keep, donate, recycle, and garbage. They will be the 4 piles, and the bins or the bags or boxes or whatever that you get set up. Have them ready to go. And once you have all those boxes, baskets, bags, whatever, set up on your floor space or your workspace, then pull everything out. Whether it's pull all your category out, pull all of your room out, pull all of your section out. If you're going room by room as well, I would still work category by category, do all the clothes, do all the cosmetics, do all the electronics. But if you prefer to do it, especially if you have a lot of people to help you, then you can do it categories throughout the house. Have one person bring all the electronics into the, say, the kitchen. Have one person bring all of the clothes into the bedroom. Have one person bring all of the paperwork into the office. Have one person bring all of the tools into the dining room, whatever, and go that way. But otherwise, still category by category. And then number 8 is basically start sorting. Get going. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. So go through, pull out your keeps, pull out your goes, pull out your tossy tossies or whatever, your tossy pile. Sorry, I watched a lot of the Horror's Heart. She says that. That is not my phrase. That is not my phrase. I'm just clarifying that. But yeah, and start your sorting process. Get your keep pile. Get your maybe, or not your maybe, your donate, your cycle. You, by the way, guys, you can have a maybe pile in your decluttering. But one thing I will say is decluttering piles are really dangerous. Or maybe piles, in my opinion, are very dangerous. Because what I often find is 80% of what people say maybe about, they'll end up keeping. Whereas I'm like, yes or no. Yes or no, that's it. Because also what happens with maybe piles is they end up going into a pile or a stack somewhere else. And it's just a way to avoid dealing with them. And another thing I'm going to say is, if you are somebody is when you're watching this and you do suffer or you do experience hoarding disorder or tendencies of hoarding disorder, OCD, anything like that, especially people with hoarding disorder that this applies to. In my experience I've worked with a couple of hoarders, and I know a couple of hoarders. Generally, especially with a bad hoard, like a level 4 or level 5 hoard, with like blocked exits and all that kind of stuff. Number one, there is no judgment here. I'm not judging you in any way. What I will say is, generally with a hoarder, or if you're someone that's trying to help somebody who has hoarding disorder, generally under each layer of items is all of the emotions that they did not deal with, all of the traumas they did not deal with, all of the stuff they weren't able to deal with. So as you lift and remove those items, all of those emotions are going to start to come up for the person. So I will ask anyone dealing with hoarders, or if you are a hoarder, to please exercise extreme caution with their mental health or your mental health, and please exercise extreme patience, because it is going to take a long time to do it. But every day and every item you go through further, you are one step closer to getting to where you want to be. But I will say, exercise extreme caution, because there is no point in helping a person to clear out one room of their house only for them to have a mental breakdown. So if you are dealing with people with hoarders or people who are incredibly attached to items, please use patience. And if that's not something you can do because you just find it too frustrating, that's not a problem. Then don't, find somebody else maybe to help them, because it can be incredibly frustrating. Um, if you're someone who doesn't understand how hoarding works, to watch someone like have a emotional thing over a box of baby wipes, but it's not just a box of baby wipes, it's attached to a memory, just attached to a feeling. And hoarders are generally people who don't deal with their feelings, they buy stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm just catching up here on the chat as well. And started is the hard. Yes, getting started is the hardest part. You mean just like you did in your videos? What did I do in my videos, Brigitte? I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. Please remind. If I probably did, if I did something wrong, like I'd be the first one to say it. Some stuff I'd find really hard to get rid of, but let me know. What it was, getting started is the hardest part. Yeah, that's so true. Yep, getting off my butt. Yeah, we all struggle with that. I hoard jigsaw puzzles. I have a few of them as well. I've got board games. I find it very hard to get rid of board games. Ravensburger, but I think I've got less than 100. Like that's a collection. It is, but it's it's not like 1,000. And once they're stored and sorted, you're golden. Do you like to keep them in the boxes, Wendy, or do you not care how you store them so long as you keep them? Because if you don't care about the boxes, a suggestion would be, not that you asked for a suggestion, but I'm going to give you it anyway. Here's an unsolicited opinion. The large Ziploc bags can be really good. I'd recommend the ones in IKEA, the bigger ones. And then if you want to cut out the picture on the front, stick it in and put all the pieces in, they take up way less room. And you could even sort them into boxes of like 100 piece, 500 piece 1,000 pieces, 10,000, 5,000 pieces, unless obviously you do all the same sizes. But and if you want to keep them in the box, then keep them in the boxes. Whatever makes you happy, girl. I ain't here to judge. Sorting as you go. Oh my god, yeah. Like I'm so bad for that. Brigitte, I'm always telling you guys, if I'm wrong, call me out. Bridget, you did it. Why do I keep calling? See, your name is written like Bridget, and I know your name is Bridget. Like I'm aware of it, and I still say it. So I want to once again apologize for being a moron. Sorting out as you go. Oh my god, I'm the worst for that. I'm like, I'm gonna make a pile of this and a pile of recycling and a pile of normal rubbish. And then I start going through, and then if I get, especially if I get frustrated with something, I'm like, I just start firing stuff, and it just like all amalgamates into this one pile. But yeah, exactly. Do what I say, not what I do. A wise man learns from his own mistake. A wiser person learns from other people's. Write that down. That was very dramatic. Anyway, so yeah, sorting. Get to sorting. Number 9. That was number 8. Number 9. I'm sure some of you started watching this thing, and this will go on for about 20 minutes. Sounds y'all. Ask questions as you declutter. Have I used this in the last 6 months, 3 months, a year, whatever amount of time you like? Do I actually need this item? Is it essential that I hold on to this item? Like, do I have another one? Is this a duplicate? Have I missed this item in the last number of months? Why am I keeping this item? And a big one with that, I would say, is when you're asking yourself, is it a sentimental item? If it's sentimental photo, you're not going to use a photo, like realistically. But have a category for photos. You need to decide as well if you're a person who wants to store sentimental items to keep them clean, fresh, safe, blah, blah, whatever, or if you're a person who wants to display sentimental items. But again, sentimental items, it's the same thing. Have you missed? The question I asked about that is, have you missed it? Just because someone gave you a gift, gave you an item, or it came from a family member, say it's an heirloom, in my opinion, is not a reason to keep something. If you have a document and it's important for your family history and it means a lot to you, by all means keep it. But if you have a blanket that was handed down through 4 generations to you and you don't really care and the blanket's kind of gross and damaged and it doesn't really bother you, like you're keeping because you feel you need to keep it, or you're keeping it because someone gave it to you. Um that's not a reason to keep stuff. Gifts are not a reason to keep it. Something I always say: if someone gives you a gift and you don't like it, either re-gift it, donate it, or use it. If you're not going to use it, re-gift it or donate it or give it to somebody else. I would much rather, if I gave any of you guys a gift and you didn't like it, I wouldn't want you sitting there having it hoard up your house. You know, if it's a family member or a very close friend, you can probably just ask them, can you change it? Get asked for a receipt. I would much rather someone ask me for a receipt to change and get something they want. Again, I'm not saying starting family feuds over this, guys. You know what I mean? But like, don't keep stuff because you feel that you should. If someone buys you something as a present, that's not a reason to keep something. If someone gave something, and especially somebody who isn't with us anymore, someone who has passed away, um, I personally know I got a lot of stuff from my mom that I really struggled to get rid of because my mom gave it to me. But I know for a fact that my mom was the first person to be like, "Get it out of my house now. Throw it away. You haven't used 3 months, but I like it. Throw it away. Put it in the bin. Give it to the charity shop." You know what I mean? And it's a thing I had to learn. Throwing away an object of a loved one does not mean that you're letting them go. It doesn't mean that you love them any less. You're not throwing them away. You're not throwing a part of them away. And I'm going to say this now for anybody who might need to hear it. Not that it's my place to do it, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you're waiting for permission to throw something away that you don't want or don't need, but you're holding on to because it's from somebody else and you feel a sense of duty to hold on to it or to keep it, but you don't really want it, or sentimentally you feel pressure, I'm going to take this opportunity, whether or not I have it, to give you permission. I'm giving you permission to let that item go. Because I don't know any family member that I have that I would want to put through the process of holding on to something that upsets them or that hurts them or blocks up their house because they feel responsible for it because I gave it to them. And I'm saying this to you if you are my family member. If I gave you something and you want to get rid of it, throw it away. I don't care. Because I'm also going to ask everyone watching this as well. If I can ask you to think of a person in your family, one of your best friends, one of your closest family members, can you tell me what you've bought them for birthdays and Christmas for the last 5 years? And I don't mean like, oh, I get your woman socks every year. I don't mean presents like that. I mean presents you've gotten them over the last 5 years. Can you think of what they are? I think in most cases people are going to say no. I can't remember what I got in the last 5 years. So why, pray tell, would you actually a new person be offended if they threw away the socks that you gave them 5 years ago or the perfume that didn't suit them 5 years ago? Would you be offended? I feel like the answer would be no. And if the answer is no, then I ask you, why would they be offended if they probably don't even remember giving it to you, and you could literally wear it in front of them and they wouldn't even realize it was what they gave you? Because most people don't remember what they gave people. I'm just saying. It's gonna catch up on chat. It's been a while. Anyway, box certainly should go low. Thanks, me. Live it too, bro. There's hubby's wardrobe and the boxes aren't even open yet. Now it's almost winter. Might set up a table in the lounge and make some. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Wendy. That's if that's what you need to do, then you do it. Good for you. Oh wait, I'm awake early enough to catch this. Oh hey Suki! Really happy to have you here. Hi everyone. Hey Prim! I have the last present from my great grandparents from when I was 12. And B, if that's something that you want to hold on to, and I'm only picking you out because you said it. I'm not like picking in you. I'm just using you as an example. If you don't mind, if that object is something that means a lot to you and you have fond memories of it and it's sentimental and you love it and you look at it and you use it and all the things and you want to keep that, go ahead. Like I'm not, please don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying if you sentimental stuff, I want you to gather it on, throw it away. It doesn't mean anything if you don't look at it every day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if there's something that you have that you want to get rid of because you just don't use it and it's not something that brings you a good memory. I had a friend of mine who had a picture in her house that was given to her by one of her grandparents, and she kept it for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and she hated it. It brought back really bad memories of a really dark time in her life, like traumatic time, but she kept it because this concept of that's what you're supposed to do. And she was in counselling, and the counsellor said to her on a number of occasions, "Why are you keeping it?" "Well, because it's a family heirloom and it was given to me, so I have to keep it." So she felt this like immense responsibility. And I was like, "Throw it away." And she's like, "No, I can't." I'm like, "Why?" "Because like it's disrespectful." I was like, "How's it disrespectful?" "Well, my grandparents." I was like, I don't mean to be rude, but your grandparents, number one, probably wouldn't be disrespected by it. And as much as I'm all about respecting our elders and respecting those who passed, not at the cost of disrespecting yourself, because you're the one that has to live with it every day. And she eventually decided herself to get rid of the picture. And she was like, it was like a weight was lifted off her. It's like she hadn't felt that light in 20 years, like in most of her life. Like she was only in her 30s at this stage, like so. She's like, I've literally had this picture since I was around your age as well, but you're around 12. And she's like, I didn't realize how much of it emotional drain it was. So if you that's what I'm talking about, those items. Or if it's like some random thing, like just get rid of it. Like I didn't mind. I don't mind pick. Thank you. A bit of jot. Much obliged. And my stuffy from when I was 6, I'm 54. Guys, I have my teddy from when I was 3. I have another one called Cookie, who is a cat, and Max got a hold of her and shredded her, and I was nearly sending someone back. Now, obviously, I would never ever do it because I love him. But in that moment, I was like, I'm a come for you. That thing was probably my most prized possession, which might sound stupid to some people, but to me it was. At the time, it's not anymore. I have my dad's cribbage board and it's dog tags. Oh, that's lovely, Terry. I really like that. Is cribbage, that's a card game, isn't it? Or am I making stuff up? Or is that like backgammon? correct me there. I'm not too familiar. Thinking you can respect and appreciate someone for giving you a gift, but you don't have to keep it forever. Exactly, Suki. It's exactly. And you're 16, you can't get rid of dog tags. Absolutely. You're 16. Can't get rid of it. Look, again, if you want to get rid of dog tags, I'm not saying you should. My God, I'm not. But you do what you need to do. Card game taught me when I was like 8 or 9. I'd love to learn how to play. I know a good few card games, but I don't know how to play rubbish. I think it's more of an American thing than anything else. 16. They hang on my mirror. That's lovely. That's really nice. And that's the thing, if you want to keep that, do. And even like something like dog tags is really, you know, I'm not undermining them by any way. I know they're hugely emotional. But I think like they're like lovely thing to keep and as a memento, and you can put them on display and they don't take up a huge amount of room. I know people who have furniture, literally have attics, garages, basements filled with furniture from their great grandparents' house or their grandparents' house and their parents' house, and they're never going to use it. And they're literally falling all over it because someone gave it to them. So I'm just saying, if you are someone who is held back by guilt, not that I have a right to, but I give you permission to let go of it. And no one's going to think any less of you. And if they do, if someone's like, "Oh, you can't get rid of Granny's dresser, coffee table," okay, you can have it then. That's what I always say. If you have family members telling you cannot do something, hand it to them. And in a lot of cases, you'll find they'll go, "Oh, do you know, it's fine, just let go of it," because they don't mind saying that because they don't have the responsibility of it or the emotional baggage of it. Okay, so where are we? But yeah, questions. Do I need it? Have I used it? Is it essential? Do I miss it? I'd even say put the stuff into storage for a few months and see if you miss it. Another thing to do is create a bag full of stuff, put it in a different room, write a list of the items in the bag. Now, this is like more of a activity. You can skip all this, but this is just a thing I've done once and I found it really useful. In my previous house when I rented, I got one of my friends to keep the list, and then after 6 months, I went into her, and she was like, "Right, tell me what's on the list." I couldn't tell her 90% of what was on there. I hadn't a clue what was in the bag, and if I can't remember it, how can I say I miss it? Do you know what I mean? So I found that really, really good. And my grandma's dictionary spell from Scotland, she gave me brother when my brother died. I claimed it back because I remember he used to do around. That's lovely, Wendy. Yeah, I love stuff like that. That's so, so nice. Yeah, and I'm all about it, like, guys, buy the Sentimental. I want everyone to go if you have something sentimental, go look at it today and enjoy because you can have such lovely memories with sentimental stuff. You really can. And I am all about keeping sentimental stuff and storing it correctly and protecting it. I'm just saying don't be a prisoner to it, is more what I'm saying. Um, what I always say as well is say you go through your, I don't know, your jewelry and you've 6 or 7 necklaces. Oh, will I, won't I, will I, won't I, will I, won't I? Pick an item that you immediately were like, "I'm keeping that." There's no negotiation. That's my favorite thing. I love it. What I will always say is, do you love it as much as you love this favorite item? If not, do you really need to keep it? That's a good comparison I find can work really well. Stuff that needs to be displayed. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But that's what I'd say. Compare items to your favorite item in that category. And if it doesn't compare, if I say to you, okay, so you're going to keep that necklace or whatever you don't really care about, okay, well then get rid of your favorite. Instead, like if you have to pick one of them to keep, I find that really, really good. Compare to your favorites or compare to your top tier ones, if you like. I feel like that gives people a lot of perspective as well. It's like creating a magazine display with a card explaining it. Yeah, exactly. That's lovely. Yeah. I love that, Bridget. That's really nice. So that was number 9. Number 10 is putting away your keepsakes or putting away your keep items, even storing your sentimental and keepsakes or your seasonal items, and bring your donations and your rubbish out straight away. And before anyone says about me keeping stuff, I'm aware. But I'm getting better. Well, I can't say for sponge cakes or girl scones. Yeah. Have you got the recipes, Wendy? Um, yeah, there's some recipes my granny used to make, and I haven't a clue where the recipes are. If I'd love to have them. That's I love that though. Her griddle scones and sponge cakes. Grandparents make the best. Grannies are the best bakers. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. The generation, my granny's generation anyway, of grandparent, in my opinion, were the best bakers. And by generation, I mean my granny was the best, as I'm sure we all think. It was the hard, but I've had bags in my trunk for a year. My trunk is empty now, but I've done it. I've done it myself. I've done it myself. But yeah, so what I would say is, referring back to my earlier point in number two, where am I going to keep the stuff? If you have already decided where you're going to keep the stuff, then by the time it comes to putting everything away, you're not going, oh, where did I put that box? Where did I put that book? Where did I put that shelf? Where did I put that, box of seasonal clothing? Where did I put those blankets? All those jackets, whatever. There's none of that. The decision making process has happened before you've even started decluttering. So you go, oh well, I already decided that this wardrobe here, for example, is for jackets and jumpers and trousers. So you just go and you put them there. So you're spreading out the decision making process across a much broader basis, which means it's taking a lot of the stress out of the decluttering process. Because a lot of people wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to declutter tomorrow, and I've done this myself. And then it's so much more mentally exhausting than you think it's gonna be, emotionally exhausting, physically exhausting, everything. So, if you can do ahead of time, like, plan where to put stuff, it's taking that one section or, collection decisions off you. Why wouldn't you do it? So then, yeah, I would also make sure you have correct storage for sentimental. If you have stuff like a wedding dress, for example, or christening dresses, if that's what you're into, or any historical clothing if you like vintage clothing. There is special boxes and paper that are needed to store wedding dresses and vintage clothing and so with that. So I would recommend you get them, because if you don't store stuff with that properly, you can get moths in it and it'll wreck it, and then there's no point in even keeping it, because it's gonna end up in the bin anyway because it's wrecked. But yeah, look into your storage apps, and again, you've already planned that ahead of time. So all you have to do then is go and get those boxes, storage baskets that you've already purchased or shopped from your own home stash or repurposed, and they're all ready to go. Um, Again, your seasonal decor, that's a huge one. I recommend clear plastic boxes for seasonal. A really good tip I've seen on a lot of content creators is they have colored ones. So they'll get like red ones and green ones for Christmas. They'll get like pastel colors for Easter. They'll get red or pink bins, say, for Valentine's Day, black and orange for Halloween. That's a good way you can categorize it if you like. I haven't really seen many colored bins here, specifically in Ireland, but I'm sure they are available if you look for them. But stuff like that can be a really good way to categorize stuff as well. And then get all your donations. If you have been not doing what I do and doing what I advise, which is bagging up the donations, bagging up the rubbish, bagging up the recycling, or boxing it up as you go along, then you don't have to do another layer of sorting, which I have ended up having to do several times, which was just quite frankly annoying. I want you to then take everything and put it in your car. Don't leave it in the hallway. Don't put it in the dining room or the room off the hall. Put it in your car so that it's going to affect your life. If you want to go do your grocery shopping, well, you've no room in the boot because it's full of donations. It's going to force you to go and deal with it. And then go out and fill your bin straight away. It's the best thing to do. And if your bin collection isn't coming for a week, well, put it in the bin now, and then you know how much room you have left for the rest of the week, rather than leaving it till the next bin and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's everything that I have. There are my top 10 tips that took 10 times as long as they should have taken to tell you. So I'm just going to catch up on the chat now, guys. Just bear with me a moment. That's the hard part. I've bags much more. Yeah. I think I've got some for handwritten ones somewhere. I'll inherit them when mum passes. That's lovely, Wendy. Could I suggest again now some more unsolicited advice that nobody asked for? Brid, never mind. I've just realised Bridget said it in her next comment. Frame them. Frame them would be cool. I was going to say you could even make that as a nice gift for your mom. Frame them and then give them to your round time. Wish I could save her accents. Mum's lost most of hers. Oh, her Scottish accent. Yeah. And it's funny as well because depending on what area of Scotland they come from, the accents can be like Glasgow and Edinburgh. The accents are very different. Yeah, I would recommend recording her as well. No, I didn't have that now out when she was here. But sure, even record your mom. I know some people's accent gets stronger when they're angry or when they've had a few of adult beverages. Um, one of my friends, when she gets really angry, if she's a few jars on her, like her full accent comes out. Have you recorded? No, there's not. I'm actually really lucky that my cousin recorded my granny um years ago, and like we didn't even know about it till a couple of years after she died. He found it on his old computer, and we watched it, and I have it on my phone. And every so often, I just love to watch it. I just do a couple of seconds, but I love it. Keep a box of my grandson's clothes. I see it goes for some toys go in there, and I give them my niece for her little boy. I love that, Terry. That's such a great idea. That's actually such a great, and it's a great way to repurpose and reuse stuff. Great minds think alike. Yeah, it's just like flame, and then it just look at the next comment. It's like Bridget already said it. Or is it Phil seldom differ? Tomato, tomato, like, do you know what I mean? It's both, but I like to prefer the I feel like I resonate more with the first one. Um, but yeah, and sentimental is such a huge category, and it's such a broad thing on how to store it, and because like the stuff that people have in sentimental is crazy, like stuff you wouldn't even imagine. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you very much, Judy. Gotta get moving. Have a great weekend, all. Gotta get my limbs warmed up now later. Yeah, Nemo, don't worry, you're not gonna miss much. You're gonna wrap up now. This has been going on for a very long time. Mum's been in New Zealand for 68 years. Most of her twang's gone. Yeah, but I'd say she still has some of it because I know the Scottish is a lot like the Irish accent. They don't go. I know, right, Terry? Right. Well, if anyone has any other questions, I'm going to request that you drop them in the comments down below. As always, if you haven't already and you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to the channel, which I believe is on this side. It's usually on this one I film, but I'm pretty sure it's on this side if this is the same as it should be. Anyway, the subscribe button is underneath me somewhere or to the side of me. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell set to all. You'll be notified every time a video goes live on my channel, especially these lives because I don't always announce these ahead of time. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit the thumbs up button down below, and share with anyone you think might enjoy the video. I hope anyway, I was really nice chatting. Have a great you too, Terry, and thank you, Prim and Suki and Nemo and Bridget. Oh my god, how many times I'm like, oh, I do I'm sorry. And Wendy, and I think that's everyone that took part. And if I've missed somebody, I'm sorry. Let me know. Hope you feel better. And thank you, Terry. I will hopefully when I get this blood test on Wednesday, it'll be all grand and normal, and some isolated incidents, and this house thing will be dealt with, and I can just stop worrying about it. I'm gonna have to be. I'm gonna write my list of things to declutter in it. Can I get a round of applause for Wendy, please? Thank you, Wendy. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I hope you all had a great time. I am so happy that I did this live today, and I had a great time talking to all of you. I love you all dearly. You are all wonderful people. And thank you for always being such an amazingly understanding, wonderful, and supportive community. And you are so kind when I don't have videos out, so and I really appreciate that. So thank you. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna wrap up and I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, so I love y'all. Bye. Oh, and I forgot to mention, have an amazing rest of your Friday, a great weekend, and a wonderful weekend ahead. And now I will talk to you soon. Okay, love y'all. Bye. I will tell you, of course. Okay, love y'all. Bye.